sports reporting. It's a 15-yard penalty. First down. You know nothing about sports.
Nuts prod, not the beats.
You know nothing
Yo.
Hey, we're
Hello.
live, America.
In
So
the,
America,
in the words of a wise man named Paul Wall, what it do, baby?
no,
Wow, I ain't heard that
look,
name in a minute.
and look, and look. As Elaine said to Kramer, Kramer was saying, Milton, he like what I do. What do? You don't do nothing. So look, I'm gonna tell you, we're gonna dive into this, man. After I heard Roger Goodell this morning say they're gonna force through with the season, no games have been canceled. And like my main thing is that really safe for the players? And then B Wig brought up, and K man, you see y'all both just said that what they did to the Broncos last week was terrible. They played with a wide receiver off the practice squad as a quarterback.
Yep.
I have never seen that before in my life.
They wouldn't allow. What was it? What coach was it that they wanted to put in?
Quality control.
Yeah, quality control.
The NFL wouldn't allow them to play a quality control coach at quarterback.
But like I said, my question is bad what they did to the Broncos. Now, that being said, after I heard Roger Goodell say what he said, and K-Man, we kind of touched on earlier, so I'll let you start first. Is that taking player safety into an account?
No. The NFL, from everything I've heard, because I'm a Broncos fan, from everything I've heard, this is partly the Broncos' fault, the quarterback room and the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
And mainly what the perception is in the Broncos country is the NFL is making an example of the Broncos. And essentially, if you mess up, we don't care about your situation. You're going to play. So your whole offensive line, and because their reasoning was the reason why they gave the Ravens slack and they gave the Tennessee Titans slack and the Patriots slack is because they considered an outbreak. Mm-hmm. And they didn't want to affect the other team. While the Broncos situation, it was one quarterback, but the other quarterbacks, because of contact tracing, were in the room, and so they had to be isolated.
Right.
Now, those quarterbacks, they should have been wearing the mask. They should have been doing things properly. But the Broncos situation is partly, in my opinion, to make an example of the Broncos. Also, the simple fact is the Broncos ownership situation. If the Broncos had an owner right now, this wouldn't stand. If the Broncos owner who had died in 2018 was alive, this never would have happened. He is one of the most powerful owners in sports. He is the reason for the expansion of television, and he's the godfather of Sunday Night Football. There's no way Roger Goodell and any owners would dare say, no, you must play the game. So it's multitudes of issues. Things that cause this issue.
I got you. What you got, B?
This was just a bad idea from the start. We went down that road, and the weeks leading up to week one. I mean, we talked about it. We talked about it after week one. Mm-hmm. This was never going to be a good idea.
Nope,
never. As Kennedy was just talking about with the Broncos, I don't understand how. I'm struggling to see how this is fair to the Broncos. Like, you got all of these teams, the Steelers, Ravens, they've had games postponed. You know, some teams multiple times. They've had games postponed this season. You got the Broncos, who none of their quarterbacks are eligible to play. Now I get that, you know, they were kind of loosey goosey in the position meeting.
Right.
They weren't wearing masks in the position meetings. Okay, yeah, I get it, but we're also talking about the most important position in the game.
Sports.
The most important, really, the most important position in sports. And here are the Denver Broncos that they don't have not even a practice squad quarterback.
I know, right?
To play, and they're forced to play a practice squad wide receiver quarterback, and I'm struggling. I'm struggling with how that's fair. Now, I do believe that if it wasn't the Denver Broncos, had it been another team, say for instance like the New England Patriots, then, you know, had they had no quarterbacks available, had the Green Bay Packers had no quarterbacks available, even the Dallas Cowboys, even as bad as we are this year, had we had no quarterbacks available, we would have got our game postponed. But I think that because of who the team was that it happened to, I think that had a lot to do with it.
But here's something to that point. The Broncos are actually up there with the teams that you just named. This is a team that, with the exception of 1960 and 2000, has been in the Super Bowl in every decade of this league. 8 Super Bowl appearances, 3 championships.
Here's the thing, guys. You guys got valid points, but here's my take, man. My opinion is because the NFL has had too many repeat offenders. And what I mean by that, like my Saints, we got fined a heck of a lot of money and lost a draft pick because we had repeat offenders. And man, and in my mind, my only rationale around that is that Roger Goodell was like, well, look, we're going to push forward. We're going to keep going. The NBA did it. We can do it. And K-Man, you always bring it up. He works for the owners.
Yeah.
The owners want that revenue. So they probably say, hey, look, man, let's go ahead and get the season done. We may not make the money we thought we was going to make, but we're going to make something.
Right. So, okay. So now that we know that the season is going to go on and, they're not going to cancel any more games or whatever, they're not going to cancel any games. Mm-hmm. That means that of the teams that make the playoffs, the Super Bowl is not going to be won by the best team this year. It's going to be won by the smartest team.
Yes.
It's going to be won. It's going to be won by the most disciplined team.
Yes.
The team that does the most to follow protocol, the team that has the least amount of COVID cases at key positions, whether it be coaching staff or position on the field, is the team that's going to prevail this year.
Mark that down, America.
Yeah. So get ready for that giant NFL shield size asterisk to be put beside the Super Bowl champion this year.
Yes.
That's a good point, man. That's a good point, B. Because you said the key term, man, discipline.
Yes.
How many of these players are going to be disciplined to wear a mask, social distance, and all that kind of stuff?
It's not the players. It's the discipline that's going to come from the ownership structure and the head coach. And if you're looking at that, now you're looking at the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now you're looking at the Kansas City Chiefs. Now you're looking at those teams who always seem to have it together year after years, decade after decades.
Yeah, leadership.
Those teams.
Right.
Good point, K-Man. I can't argue with that one, man. Hey, yeah. I was just amazed that, and when he said it, man, he said that we've had no games canceled or nothing like that. I'm like, I mean, when he said it, I thought about it. I said, you know what? Kind of right. And I thought about Denver. I said, he basically forced Denver to play the game.
Yep.
I was like, wow. All right, man. Good talk. That was my topic. So let's switch leagues and go to the NBA. The trade that I kind of, even before it happened, I ain't saying to y'all, I thought about this trade because there were several rumblings because of the Pelicans. There was somebody the Pelicans trying to get on Russell Westbrook. That was one of the things the Pelicans people were talking about. But even before it happened, when John Wall, when they were showing him on TV here, he was coming back. I said, okay. I said, in my mind, I was laying in the bed. I said, wouldn't it be crazy if they flip flop? Now, the only thing I didn't expect was that the Rockets got a first round pick. Now that surprised me, but to be fair, Houston got the better end of that trade in my mind because they got that first round pick. But and look, this goes on to the Skip Bayless thing. I listen to everybody. Everybody has their opinion. I like to hear different opinions.
Okay.
He doesn't have opinions, but go ahead.
No, everyone has an opinion, B. Just like you got an opinion.
Skip Bayless, everybody.
You know what?
Everybody in
Kanye had a line. And I don't use it on quote Kanye West, but in the song "Started Up," he had a line. I can't say the line, but it's a good line about opinions.
But I like that's why, to be honest, I channel surf to all these different shows to hear what people say. Now, granted, 90% of the stuff Skip Bayless says, I agree with you, K-Man, what you texted me earlier. And I tune into the show basically to hear what Shannon Sharp funny self got to say, because some of the stuff come out of his mouth be funny,
right?
And that's why people like Whitlock never listen to him.
No.
What?
No, you know what? He used to be when he was at the Kansas City Star, and when he was on ESPN, he used to be good. He decided to go down a road. Now he's always been a little semi-controversial, but when he got to Fox FS1, he just said, I'm putting it full there and I'm going to play this role.
Full tap mode.
So B, look, I'll start with you, B. Let me get your take on this John Wall Westbrook trade, man. Who you think came out the best?
Oh man. If I had to pick one team, I would say the Rockets. Primarily because number one, they got a pick. The Wizards had to sweeten the pot. You're not going. They had to sweeten the pot to take Westbrook in this contract.
Yeah.
But I would be interested to see how John Wall performs in the playoffs. He's never really had the chance to show what he could do on a playoff team.
True.
I'm interested to see now. They will be fighting. I think for a spot. They will probably be fighting for that 7 or 8 spot. I would say.
I was gonna give him like 5 or 6. Okay.
No, well, the best case scenario 6, but worst case scenario you out of playoffs. But best case scenario, I would say 6 in the West.
6.
Best case scenario.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe 5. Definitely probably 6. I'm thinking.
Best case.
But K-Man, before you go, K-Man, here's the thing. Here's the thing, K-Man. Y'all know Boogie, your boy played at Kentucky together.
Yeah.
Right.
So
AAU. They play AAU too.
That might be that little click. And then, Harden number 1, and then them two could be a 2 and 3. Now go ahead, K-Man, what you got? You got that look on your face, man.
All right. So I want to discuss this trade because I am a Houston Rockets fan. So this is guy's named Mark Berman. He's like the dean of sports down in Houston. So when Westbrook said he wanted out and he said something about the culture, Mark Berman, he has his resources. He said that it wasn't that it was the culture thing. It was mainly he wanted the ball more. And you're not going to get the ball more with James Harden on the team and then D'Antoni's system.
Mm-hmm.
Now, all this is a problem because James Harden in that 2018 Western Conference Finals was putting up buckets. Everybody always like, oh, he disappeared. He was putting up buckets. But Chris Paul wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
And then his hamstring went down. And then they lost. They had a 3-2 lead against the Warriors and lost. And then the next season, in the next season, Chris Paul still stunk. So Harden was just like, I want to win. And this dude's breaking down. Now, Chris Paul had a bounce back, But Harden saw 2 years and didn't believe it. So he wanted to get his boy. And they pushed for the trade. And that was an awful trade. And that trade was pretty much orchestrated by James Harden, Tillman Fertitta, and Patrick Fertitta. So Westbrook coming off of coming off of, what was it, meniscus?
Yeah. Meniscus.
He wasn't fully right, and then he got right. But the problem was he still is bad basketball-wise in efficiency.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he wanted to get traded. There was no market for him. The only market for him was the Wizards, the Hornets, and the Knicks. He still wanted to get traded because he wants the ball. He don't want to win. He wants the ball. He's a stat hog. That's how he got his MVP. So they're swapping out. Now, sometimes I'm in the DC area, just like Sean. Sometimes I watch Wizards games.
Yeah.
And when John Wall was playing, I would look at him dribbling, and I'm like, you got somebody open. Pass the ball. I'm like, oh,
but he would always try to take it to the hoop.
Take it to the hoop or do something stupid.
Right.
And so this is the reason why John Wall wanted out. 2 reasons. The Wizards got mad because he was at some party in the fall throwing up gang signs. And they were like, no. And the other thing is they got Bradley Beal for 2 years and they wanted to move this team to Bradley Beal.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
The only problem I got with this trade, it's a lose-lose situation.
Mm-hmm.
The only problem I have with this trade is Harden's going to get dealt and the Rockets are going to rebuild.
That's what
You don't help Bradley Beal by getting rid of one ball hog
and getting another one.
But a ball hog on another level with an MVP trophy.
Right.
So it's
like, to me, it's like they swap one, because it's like Westbrook contract is almost the same as well. It's like they just swapped them.
Exact same. Same year, same money.
And the rumor is that after this year, Westbrook is probably going to be gone. And after this year, where Wall is going to Houston, he might leave Houston.
Yeah.
Then it was saying after the second year, Harden is probably going to go to Philly or something like that, or the Knicks. I mean, the Nets.
Yeah. But one of the reasons they hadn't Houston and Washington hadn't talked for 2 weeks. Harden didn't show. Westbrook did not show up for training camp yesterday. His agent restarted the negotiation because he wants to play with Scott Brooks because he thinks that Scott Brooks is going to just run the offense the way I run it, let me do what I do, and then sometimes I pass the ball, whatever.
Look, that's another subject we're going to get on after this one. So look, here's the thing, man. Just like I told you, I went to the wedding. This guy named Pastor Battle wedding, man. And I told you Bradley Beal was there. And there was rumors around D.C. talking about he's going to leave and go to the Lakers. So and I think I told you, we were walking out.
Yeah.
And I saw him. And he was walking out. I said, what's going on? He just looked at me and said, what's up? I said, hey, man, look, whatever you do, bro, don't go to the Lakers. And he kind of like slowed down and gave me like a crazy look. And his baby mama at the time busted out laughing. She was he looked at her like, okay. Michelle was like, Michelle L. She said, why'd you say that? I said, well, I'm just messing with the dude. We had a wedding, supposed to have fun, right?
That's why this trade was bad for the Rockets, bad for the Wizards, but it was worse for Bradley Beal. I couldn't think I can't think of a more, I couldn't think of a worse setback for his development, because I'll give him star status, but he's developing his game
over the year
to potentially take that next step within the next 2 to 3 years.
Yep.
So hopefully he only has to deal with Westbrook for a year.
That's the rumor.
Scenario.
But here's the thing, though. Westbrook had a problem with KD. We all have our issues with KD. Yeah. We had a problem with KD, a MVP,
right?
Top 5 player, and then still had issues with giving him the ball. Had a problem with James Harden, a dude he's known since he was 5. They played AAU ball, and Harden pushed to get him here. A top 5 candidate, always in the top 3 in MVP voting, had a problem because he wants the ball all the time. How's that going to hurt? How's that going to help a dude like Brad, who's just his dribbling is the only issue. I don't really, because he can't really break you off the dribble, but he can score, he can defend, he can cut.
Okay, man. Here's another rumor I heard, through the grapevine, was that Wall was coming back, and I guess Scott Brooks was like, "Well, hey, look, you're not our number one option anymore. We've been playing with Bradley Beal. He's the number one option." And some people say that Wall kind of took offense to that. Hey, wait a minute, I'm the star, even though I've been out, 2 years, and that could be it. But like you said, B, it to me it was a lose-lose because the contract's the same. The only thing is, like I said earlier, I think Houston got the better because they got that first-round pick, man.
Oh, that wasn't Scott Brooks who said that. That wasn't Scott Brooks who told him that.
Who said that?
That was Tommy Shepard, the GM of that team, told him that.
Oh, for real? Okay.
Yeah. And then he probably went to Ted Leonsis, and Leonsis like, I'm back in my GM.
Yeah.
And that's when he's like, I gotta get out.
Yeah, because I had heard that a couple of weeks ago that somebody, I don't know, it could have been the GM, man, like you said, somebody had said that when Wall come back, he won't be the number one.
Right. Them two don't and they don't like each other.
No, they don't.
They said it openly.
Yeah, they've tolerated each other for the last few seasons, but yeah, they've come out and said that basically in so many words, they don't like him.
Yeah, anyway.
And then Wall hasn't played for 2 years because of the ACL and the Achilles.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Right.
So and while he's been gone, Brad has just been
holding
flourishing,
it down,
growing as a player and a leader.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it's no longer, it was like Wall was going to be the third wheel on this team moving forward because it was going to be mainly about Bradley Beal and Bertans and Hachimura.
Hachimura, yeah.
Yeah. They were going to be the main 3 pieces that they, that team moved forward around. So, I mean, the writing was kind of on the wall.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking, man. And then look, and to the other thing, man, PG. It's Como.
I got one more thing to say about Westbrook, and I'm done. Here's the thing about Westbrook that is a positive for him. He played majority of his career in Oklahoma City. We're going to go back to what we talked about the last time, markets. Mm-hmm. He goes to Houston. Houston's a bigger market, but it's still not, but it's in the middle, and it's not a powerful. Now he's going to D.C., a smaller market in Houston, but the most powerful city in the world.
But here's the thing, K-Man. He's switching conferences. He's going from the West to the East, and he might be one of the top guards right now in the East.
Exactly.
Right.
So
if I was at Jordan, I'd be happy because I can get more media and sell more shoes because he's going to be on the East Coast and in Washington, D.C. And if he does enough Westbrook type things, he'll get the media and attention.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, that's a good point, man. Good point. Yeah. And then Paul George and his situation, man. Y'all was saying all this stuff, man, how, Kawhi Leonard was doing this and, the perks. And I was thinking about that, man, when y'all was texting me. And then it made sense when I was thinking about it, but my thing is about that mess. Why would you go to a team like that? And then when it doesn't work out, it's not my fault. He like 45.
Well, he's weak-minded. First of all, he's weak. Second of all, he went there because just like Steve Ballmer and just like the majority of Clippers fans and the media alike, they thought the NBA was just going to hand him the trophy. Fast forward to June and hand him the trophy. Like they went into that season, like who can beat us? Who really going to beat us? Really? Like who's going to beat us? And then they got shocked by Denver. Now, I got a bone to pick with Marcus Morris also. Marcus Morris, he did an interview and said, it hurt being down 3-1 and lost. Well, it wasn't just that we lost; it was how we lost. That team wasn't better than us. You lost 3 straight games, bro. You lost 3 straight games. 3 straight games. 3 straight closeout games. That team was better than y'all.
Exactly.
Y'all started feeling yourself. Y'all started smelling yourself. Doc was feeling himself and smelling himself. That's why he didn't make any adjustments. Be that as it may. Now back to Paul George. I haven't heard this many excuses since high school maybe. When I would skip class sometimes and my mom would find out. Like these are, I haven't heard this many. You're not elite. You can't be elite and say these type of things.
B, hold on. Which one of y'all said this, man? And y'all was really on point when you said it. We was texting about it. Y'all said that PG was on the Pacers, right?
Mm-hmm.
He was on the Pacers. He was a star because the other players weren't that good.
That's probably Kennedy.
No, that's probably you. That's probably
One of y'all said that.
You talking about recently?
Well, yeah.
Well, yeah. I think yesterday I said he was great on a bad team.
There you go.
Yeah. He was great on a lot of bad teams.
So that's how he became popular. That's how he got his money.
Yeah, and he needs to give more credit to my head coach Frank Vogel for teaching him how to play defense so well.
Dang, B, okay. What you got, K-Man?
I concur with my colleague in North Carolina on everything he said. The only thing I will add to this is to the excuse part. Remember, when Dame Lillard hit that shot on him, oh, my shoulder was hurt. Right. Oh, when they lost when he was the star in Indiana. Oh, that's my teammates. And then it was funny. I watched the clip of that pod with him and yeah. When he's like,
the smoke.
He goes, you got to play me. You got to put me in this. You got to do this. And I was looking at him, and Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson both go, yeah. When he responded, it wasn't like, yeah.
Yeah, because you remember
they played basketball too. They know.
Yes, and not only did those two play basketball, those were two of the realest ones to ever grace the court.
Played with stars.
Yes.
Jackson got a ring because he played next to Tim Duncan. Matt Barnes played with Kobe Bryant. These dudes played. Steven Jackson played with Ron Artest and Reggie. They know what stars supposed to do.
PG said that. Yeah, I'm not a pick and roll guy. I like a little mixture of both. I like to post up. That's not Doc Rivers' system.
Yeah, he got me. He got me playing like JJ Redick. And he's like
Ray Allen.
Yeah, and he's like, oh, we down, and there was no adjustments. Like, I'm sorry, you've been in this league long enough. You can't talk. You can't talk.
You talking about adjustments. So what adjustment would you make after hitting the side of the backboard, champ?
Don't do it again.
And won't nobody even near you. Nobody was near you when you hit the side of the backboard in a closeout game.
Yeah. What adjustments is going 2 for 14 in a game 7?
And look, man, one of y'all said it best, man. I don't know which one of y'all said it was Texan. When Kawhi was with San Antonio, he had Tim Duncan as the person to be like the lead. When he left, he went to Toronto, and it was your boy from Philly.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
Kyle Lowry.
Yeah. And that was a good point one of y'all brought up. And Kawhi, he's not that kind of player. He needs another player around him, like you said, like Lowry, like a Duncan.
Yeah. Kawhi is probably, I would say, right. Kawhi is not a Batman.
No.
Kawhi is, I would probably put him right behind I don't even know if I would put him right behind Scotty as probably
No.
as yeah as but do you get what I'm saying? Like he's not I don't consider Kawhi a Batman. I consider Kawhi more of a Robin
Yeah, exactly.
because he's
An elevator Robin though.
Yeah. And that's no knock on his game. That's
Right.
no knock
He's a good player.
as a person. You know, dude. All intents and purposes, if he had a better sidekick last year, or had true leadership on that team.
That's what I was going to say, B.
Yeah,
he needs a leader.
I kind of see him as a wide receiver. I see him as a wide receiver. As good as he is, he still needs someone to get him the ball. As good as he is, he still needs a leader, another player in a leadership role because he's an eternal guy. He's not going to be vocal. He's not going to get in you. Like Lowry and Tim Duncan and Manu and Parker were extensions of the coach.
Exactly.
So they can tell you, and then that Spurs team was so smart.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then the Raptors team was really smart too. This Clippers team was dumb. Dumb.
Okay, Fred G. Sanford, talking about the
I mean, like Marquise Morris ain't the brightest. No, some of these dudes ain't that bright. And then also, as the article said that I sent you guys, they had chemistry issues because of the things. And it was just like, but the problem is I don't see them fixing the chemistry issues. No. Steve Ballmer bent over backwards for Kawhi. Kawhi's not going to stop doing what he's doing.
Nah. My only thing about Kawhi is that how you going to dime out the coach after the coach is gone?
No. Go ahead, Sean. Go ahead.
He's going to come at the coach, Doc Rivers, after Doc Rivers got let go. Oh, yeah.
You used to date his daughter, for God's sake. Somebody, come on now.
Right.
That's unbelievable, man.
I tell you what I was gonna say. You said Steve Ballmer bent over backward for Kawhi. Yeah, and he bent over front was for Paul George.
But that team got problems. It got, and I'm sorry, Tyronn Lue won't solve the problems. Tyronn Lue, it was successful because he had that one in a generation type player.
Yep.
And then a really good player. And he managed that really good player because that really good player thought he was number 1, too.
And you see, you see, that's the issue I have with these, what they call so-called super teams, where these guys want to play with each other. You have to have the right kind of coach and run the right kind of system. Just like Paul George, just like y'all said earlier, PG went to the Clippers. Oh, they're going to definitely win a championship. But the chemistry wasn't there. It was a whole different system that PG wasn't used to running, and it just didn't work.
Right. And the thing about it is that this offseason, not only did they get worse, they got softer.
Mm-hmm.
You replace Montrezl Harrell with Serge Ibaka.
Oh
yeah.
Hardcore bows throwing with jump shot and an occasional block.
But B, that goes along with what the K-Man said earlier. We're talking about Westbrook, different market. Everyone wants to be in that LA market. It's nice weather, good looking women out there. That's where everyone wants to be.
Yeah, especially
different
market. Somebody that lies about their age, but then we can move on.
It's a different market, man. And like K-Man, you really hit it, man, when you said it's a market.
Yep. It's a market.
Some
people don't like it. They don't like to be the big fish in a small pond. They want to be a big fish in a big pond. But there's a rare people who can do that. Rare people.
And I'm thinking PG's feeling was hurt because he was in that big market and it didn't work out like he wanted it to.
But let's go back to him. Remember the year that he was supposed to be a free agent, when he was with OKC. He could have went to the Lakers.
Yep.
But then they didn't know if LeBron was coming or something like that. And now this is where I get it, was smart enough to know I ain't built to carry that franchise. So he just opted back in to the Thunder and got them Supermax.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, because you're right, K-Man. LA is a market, and at the top of that market is the Lakers. At the bottom of it, kind of, is the Clippers.
Yeah.
But,
yeah. I mean, this is a dude that has he won't ever come out and say it, but he'll say enough things to subtly let you know I ain't really that dude. I mean,
but you can.
He really does.
You can tell by it's just like doing the playoffs when he was missing those shots. You can tell by his body language when he was walking back to the bench. You can look at him.
Yeah.
The problem with the NBA right now, in my opinion, it especially because with the writers, all these writers want to be their friends.
Mm-hmm.
It's the older writers who are still in the game, who were around stars, but also they want friends because you didn't have to be that friendly with them. They can see a con artist come a long way. Tony Kornheiser covered the 70 Knicks. He covered those 70s Knicks.
Yeah.
He was like one of the first one that says, Paul George ain't that good.
Yeah.
And Michael Wilbon, Michael Wilbon, who's been around, but he's one of those, he's in that middle tier that middle street where he was old school, but he's kind of everybody's friend. Like, no, he's good. And Paul George fails. He's like, I told you he ain't that good.
Yeah.
That's like you said. That's a good point, K-Man, because it's like how can if you're a sports writer, what's your job? Is your job to be their friend or to tell the truth and write a story as everyone's seen it unfold on the court? If you're a journalist, y'all say you're good friends with LeBron, and would you say, well, LeBron stunk last night? He was 2 for 30.
Yeah, Brian Windhorst will never say that. Brian, that will never say that. McMenamin will never say that. They're his mouthpiece, and that's what some of these reporters are now. Like, what's the lady that Rachel Nichols? She was raised by Tony Kornheiser and Mike Wilbon and David Aldridge at the Washington Post. But she be tap dancing sometimes.
Yeah.
Because she wants access.
It's a combination of just times progressing. Like, it doesn't, in that arena, it doesn't benefit you much to be, so controversial.
Yeah.
It really doesn't do you any favors. So this day and age, when everybody's got to be, you can't hurt anybody's feelings.
No.
And you gotta make sure you're politically correct. I mean,
B,
what choice do you have?
That's a damn good point, B, because what you just said, man, in this day and age, if you want the coverage, you have to befriend these people, because if you say something bad about them and they see you, hey, can I get an interview? Nah, man, you know what you wrote about me, and they'll walk off.
Right.
Hey, when ESPN does their NFL free agent frenzy and Schefter's sitting there with his 3 phones.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
When Josina Anderson is like, I got a text from such and such, and I'm like, what? Are y'all dating? But no, that's how that's it now.
And look, and that's with every sport, man. Everyone has their insider.
Sport.
Yep.
Because you used to be on the road with them, but now we're more technology, and so they meet them at, I don't know, All-Star Weekend or something like that. Hey, give me a number, blah, 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 blah. And but now there are some people who lie, Stephen A. Smith, that say I contacted someone close by him, because that's why he does not like KD. Man. That's why he don't like KD, because KD's like, I don't talk to him. And when KD said that, like, I don't talk to him, and I make sure none of my people talk to him. And he got mad about that.
Yeah. Oh, he was butthurt about that.
Butthurt about that. He like, listen here. look here, brother.
Right.
Oh man.
And
don't tell the truth about me.
I kind of remember that episode when he was in his feelings about that because Max was kind of dogging it. Max Kellerman was kind of dogging him on it. That dude was turning red. He was sweating.
Yeah, because that's why I remember I sent y'all that screenshot when I replied to somebody because he's like, "Oh, James Harden." I was like, he has no sources. He has nothing.
Right.
He is a talking head. He does, all his sources are from the 08 Sixers.
Right.
And look, man, that's why when a lot of these media personalities say stuff like that, I go do my own research. When they say stuff like that, I do my own research. Just like when y'all say stuff, when y'all text stuff, I be like, hold on, let me see what these dudes. Oh, okay. Well, this person said this. I see what the K-Man talking about. Okay, all right, it's a little bit different.
Right.
Oh, this person said this one. Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's usually the people that break all the stories are either your big shots, your Woj, your Shams.
Yeah.
In baseball, it's your Jeff Passons. In football, it's Schefter. But underneath that, it's always the beat writers,
right?
Either from the Athletic or the local paper or the local radio station. Those are the people who usually break the stories because they're in there.
And those are the ones like you say, Schefter and all those guys, Passan, they're friends with these local people, and they be like, hey, look, man, I'll give you the scoop on this. I just heard it directly from him.
Yeah.
Right. But each network needs its dummy. Like they need the I'm from the country. Y'all probably can't relate, but we going on dark country road, you're liable to see 5, 6, 7 deer, and there's one always lagging behind the group. We call him Edward. The slow deer is always Edward, but every network needs their Edward. On ESPN, Stephen A is their Edward. On FS1, what is Sean? Is that Edward? That might be Edward. Is he missing an antler? That might be Edward. But on Fox, Skip Bayless is their Edward.
Is Skip Bayless Edward, or is it Jedidian? Classic man who breaks no stories, none.
He doesn't break any stories, but at least he comes off smart.
Does he?
He does a better job of it than Skip.
I mean, yeah.
Skip, man. I mean,
but Edward could come off better than Skip. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
But look, I watched Chris Broussard specifically for his LeBron takes because I like the way he doesn't say LeBron. He said LeBron.
And look, you know where he's from, right?
No.
Yeah, Chris Broussard is from Cleveland. He got a Creole name. His family's from Louisiana, but he was born and raised in Cleveland.
Yeah. You remember we were talking about that last offseason.
He got his claim to fame because he's supposed LeBron going to Miami, which he didn't break anything. He said he might go here, he might go there, he might hedging his bets.
Yeah. He the same dude that was saying that there was a 90% chance that Kawhi was coming to the Lakers.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. I forgot about that. I forgot about that.
90%. He said. 90%.
Hey man, look, that picture I showed y'all almost got me attacked by that deer, man. When I was out walking, I was over here on Sudley Manor, man, but not over in Bristol, Manassas. I'm walking, and they got these bushes over there. So when y'all was texting me, I kept stopping, walking, and looking at the stuff. And then when I looked to my left, man, that deer was just staring at me like, man, you gonna do something? I said, oh. Yeah. I said, hold on, let me get a picture of you, bro. And this dude did not move. I made all kind of caw. This bama just stood there and looked at me.
I seen that in the White Plains Trail down here in Southern Maryland.
I said, man, what's wrong with this deer?
They're like that because they're coming into contact with humans more because we keep destroying their habitat.
You ain't lying, man. Because
building houses and stuff.
They're not. The place where I saw him, they got a sign up saying they get ready to put a strip mall in. Oh man. All right, man. Look. Oh man, that was some good talk there, man. Hey.
Yep.
What stood out to y'all this week, man, in any sport, man? I know for me, we talked about it earlier, man. It was the predicament the NFL put the Broncos in, man. I couldn't believe that's what stood out to me, man.
For me, it was the NBA unveiling new uniform.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm giving my first place ribbon to the Miami Heat. Those uniforms are terrific. I love their Vice uniforms.
Oh yeah, I like those too.
Yeah, y'all haven't seen the new ones? Go peep the new ones. Peep the court design that they're gonna have along with it. On the flip side, Lakers, what are y'all doing? Y'all just won a championship, and this is what y'all got, all white with powder blue. Was that the best y'all could do for LA?
I think LeBron has something to do with that, man.
Man, yeah, these jerseys are dope.
Yeah, Miami. Yeah, I told you.
Oh yeah, I like the court design. Oh yeah, I like that. I hate the Lakers because they have the classic uniform. It's purple and gold. Purple and gold. That's all. Gold at home, purple on the road. Why y'all be messing this up? Sometimes I turn on like, oh, what is this? I was like, God, just classic.
See, and I know why they did this. They're paying homage to the Minneapolis team, but
Who cares?
I just don't understand. I mean, this is a team that just won a championship. Y'all could at least did like a purple and black gradient on something other than y'all out there looking like frontline nurses or something. Wearing all white.
What you got, K-Man?
What I got? What stood out to me is when they finally played the Ravens and the Steelers. I found the Ravens offensive game plan hilarious because they really told Robert Griffin III, yeah, you stink as a thrower, just run.
Exactly.
And also, you still don't know how to slide, but I don't care if you hurt yourself. Keep running. Run, boy, run. And the Steelers are 11-0. I can't root for them because their quarterback. If their quarterback wasn't there, I'd probably root for him.
Hey, but y'all saw what happened to their defense in that game, right?
Yep, Bud Dupree's out.
Bud Dupree's out.
Yep.
Torn ACL.
That's huge.
That's huge because now I can just focus on TJ and Hayward.
That's it. That is.
And because what's name out too? The middle linebacker, the second-year middle linebacker.
Oh, Bush.
Yeah, Bush is out for the ACL too.
Yeah,
And shout out to TJ. Shout out to TJ Watt. This dude dropped into coverage and covered Hollywood Brown.
I know, with a wide receiver, right? And was right there when the ball was coming.
Step for step. Now, had it been a better ball by RG3, he would have gotten beat, but he's still there.
True.
Yeah, still there.
I couldn't believe it because when they played it back,
in there, RG3 threw a bullet for some reason.
When they played it back, I had to look. I'm like, man, I said, is that Watt out there? I said, oh snap, he running right with him.
Yeah, that was impressive.
Yeah, man. All right, man. Let's go with these picks, man. Look, another messed up week. We got a game. We got a double hit on Monday.
How do we still do this? We're not
putting any money on the line. We're not telling anybody where to go. Hey, we know nothing.
Yeah, they're like, we already demonstrated that.
We don't know nothing. We're just fans. Sometimes we have our opinions and hatred for teams because we don't like them. Like Sean doesn't like the Falcons.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Brandon doesn't like the Eagles or the Giants. or the Washington Football Club.
Oh yeah,
I don't like the Raiders. I mean, I don't like the Raiders. And the Chiefs are annoying. Chargers are nothing because they've always been nothing. Ain't gonna never be nothing. And that's all it is. And I'm giving that to you in my best Ike Turner.
Well, look, we ain't gotta do the picks because.
Oh man, come on, I was just playing.
I mean, I do the picks. I like it.
Look,
I don't care about records.
Look, somebody brought up that Brandon don't like the Eagles and Carson Wentz. Who said something about Carson Wentz earlier today, man?
Of course, who else said it? Who else said it?
Oh man, when I saw that mess, I was like, "Wow, okay." And all I could do was laugh, man. I was like,
I should have screenshotted my response to another tweet earlier in the week. Somebody put up. No. I did. I sent y'all the picture, but I didn't send y'all the tweet. I sent y'all the picture of the four backup quarterbacks. The picture was like the NFC now officially has 4 backup quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Andy Dalton,
Alex Smith.
Yeah, and
Colt McCoy.
Yeah.
And, Carson Wentz. On the actual tweet, I responded. I was like, Carson Wentz is not even the best quarterback on his team.
No,
He's not even the best quarterback on his team.
He's probably not.
And look, and that was the question everybody kept saying in all the shows I was watching, man. Everybody kept saying, "What are you guys doing with Jalen Hurts? What are you doing?"
But the reason why Jalen Hurts hasn't been inserted yet is because they don't want to get him killed. They want to wait until what sense does it make putting your prize second round pick out there when he don't have anybody to block for him and he don't have anybody to throw to?
Well, good point, because that offensive line has been reshuffled and remade so many times this season.
Right.
Well, if they would have done a proper job and not wasted a second round pick on Jalen Hurts and got one of these offensive tackles, maybe they'd be in a better position.
No,
one can look at it that way, K-Man. Good point.
All I'm saying is the Eagles need to reevaluate their whole operation. Jeff Lurie, the owner, needs to go to Howie Roseman. Now, you can't willy-nilly fire a Howie Roseman just like you can't Doug Peterson, because they brought you a championship and I ain't never had anything like that. But you can think about it really hard and truly evaluate that thing. And the problem with the Eagles, I think this might be a good chance to fire everyone because, as we stated earlier, the cap is going to be at a certain rate and the Eagles are going to be way over the cap. And they're going to have to cut a bunch of people anyway. Might as well blow it up.
So what you're saying, K-Man, it's not really Doug Peterson's fault that they're struggling with rarely scoring points. It's because of the injuries. Is that what?
I'm just saying it's not solely on him. It's an organizational problem.
Oh, okay.
You're not giving him the right players. He's not making the right decisions. He's not putting in the right, like your quarterback can't throw. He is in his head really bad.
Yeah.
Run the ball better. Try different things.
But that's the thing. They're not that bad at running the ball.
I know.
Look across the league. Look across the league. Teams that have problems pass protecting. They can still run the ball. Like you take an offensive lineman. The majority of offensive linemen can run block.
Yes.
When you have even when you're going straight at the defense, not doing any complicated zone blocking and all that stuff, going straight. Most offensive linemen can run block.
Most human beings are better going forward than they are going backwards.
Yeah, precisely.
And look, to one of you guys said it, man, is that he's in his head. In that last game he was in, towards the end of the game, when he threw the interception right to that guy in the end zone, I had to look and like, who was he throwing it to? And I think I don't know if it was Chris Collins where he said, "Up there it is." Like they were waiting for it.
Yeah,
it's pretty much it now.
Like Carson Wentz is broken right now. He's broken right now. He's broken mentally. His decision making is off. He can be fixed, but I think Doug Peterson calls plays, right?
Yeah,
he calls plays for him. Mm-hmm. So I think that they need to invest in a quarterback mind. Bring in somebody that's good. Bring in a quarterback whisperer in the offseason that can get this young man back on track. Because, it's as much as I can't stand the Eagles, there is talent there.
But Doug Peterson was a quarterback, a backup quarterback.
That doesn't mean he can coach. That doesn't mean he can coach the position.
He helped McCombs in his growth.
Did he?
I got a quarterback whisperer for him because he's going to be available. Matt Nagy. They work together.
Yeah.
They work together in Kansas City.
Yeah, and I believe that he'll be a hot commodity on the market come this offseason because nobody's going to offer him another head coaching job. So if you need somebody to come work with a quarterback, call Matt Nagy.
Yep.
Wow. All right, man. Let's roll through these picks, man. All right, B. Saints at the Falcons. B, who you got?
Thanks.
Who you got, K, man?
I got the Saints, but
Taysom Hill.
They really need to start throwing the ball better.
Yeah, I was reading an article today about that.
If they would play Jameis, and that's another thing that I wanted to, we really don't have much time to dive into it now, but that's interesting. You sign a guy who, he threw 30-some interceptions last year, but a lot of those weren't his fault. He's a much better thrower of the ball than Taysom Hill.
Yeah,
you have a pure quarterback on your roster.
Winston threw those 30 picks, B, but he also threw like 30 touchdowns. I think that same year.
He equaled his touch. Both of them were equal. He threw the same amount of picks as he did touchdowns. He's a better thrower of the ball. He can get the ball to Michael Thomas. He can get the ball to Emmanuel Sanders.
Mm-hmm. I agree with you on that one.
Why go with this? Now it's interesting how you don't hear Taysom Hill being referred to as this gadget quarterback or dual threat quarterback. You don't hear those terms with Taysom Hill. You don't.
No, you don't.
But hey, look.
Go back about what, 5 or 6 podcasts we were talking about that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Go back to all the listeners, go back about 5 podcasts. It may have been like week
8,
4,
week 7 or 8, something like that, right?
It might have been sooner than that. I think it was like maybe 5, maybe week 5, week 6, something like that. And we discussed that gadget quarterback, that dual threat terminology.
Yeah, we did. I think you're right. Good point. And I know what you're talking about, B. But I do agree with you, man, because I thought the plan was to put Jameis in, continue to use Taysom Hill like it was already being used. But
exactly.
I also don't remember hearing segments on television about Taysom Hill needs to be a better thrower for them to win games. I don't hear those. I don't see those segments. I don't see them.
Now, here's the thing. Here's the thing. In the New Orleans market, there was, I want to say this guy name is John DeSager at the Times-Picayune. He kind of alluded to that Taysom needs to throw the ball more and throw it better. But
yeah, it's always it's always the beat local people versus TV people.
Exactly.
Yeah, I didn't think about that. Good point. God dog. Yeah. All right, K, man, who you got, man? Titans or the Browns? This was a tough one for me, man.
Yeah, it's a tough one. Give me the Titans.
I'll take the Browns, man. Who you got, B?
I like the Titans. Because Derrick Henry is
he on another level, man.
Yep.
That dude is, to me, he's the best running back in the league.
Yeah, he leads the league in rushing, man. He's on a whole different level, bro.
And he runs angry.
Yeah, every time. All right, B, Lions at the Bears.
The Lions.
Yeah, super. Let's see what I pick. Who you got, K man? Lions.
I'm going to pick the Lions. Oh, I want to thank you, Ford/Firestone family, for finally doing your job. Now, I'm picking the Lions because I want the Bears to lose because Ryan Pace and Matt Nagy need to go.
And look, America. Before all this stuff happened in Detroit, K man had already sent it out. He had tweeted it out early that morning, and then it happened.
Yeah,
K man is prolific.
I'm not prolific. I just know people who aren't good at their jobs. It's just, you can just tell. You're just like, no, they're not good at their jobs. It's like, I don't care how many times you try to tell me that they're good or they're exceptional. I don't see it. I never saw it with Matt. I never saw it with Matt Patricia. Never saw it with Matt Nagy. Never saw it. Never saw it with Jay Gruden. Never saw it with Bob. I didn't.
The only thing that everybody kept bringing up about Matt Patricia and the Lions upper echelon of the organization, they kept talking about Jim Caldwell, how they did him wrong, and they were saying that Patricia could have 2 winning seasons, and he still wouldn't catch up to Jim Caldwell in the win column. All right, K man, who you got? Bengals or the Dolphins?
Dolphins.
Yeah, that's what I picked, man. Joe Burrow had his surgery. He said everything went well, so.
Yeah, but he got a long recovery.
Yeah, but like what, 10 to 12 months?
No, it's long. It's longer than that.
He may miss 2 seasons.
Yeah.
It might be like what's the name? The quarterback that used to play for the Bengals. They had the same
Carson Palmer.
Yeah, because I think he tore like his ACL and MCL and something else, right?
Yeah, he destroyed his knee.
Yeah.
Yeah, God, dog. I B but you got the Dolphins, right, B?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what. B, Jags at the Vikings, man.
The Vikings.
Yeah, they trying to make some. Well, I know it's gonna come down to them in Green Bay. Who you got, K man?
Vikings.
Yeah, I think Dalvin Cook is second in rushing.
And I'm really impressed by Jefferson.
Oh my God,
that dude is on one. I was looking. I made a conscious effort. Like after we played the Vikings, I made a conscious effort to pay attention to Jefferson and Rager in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
And I know Rager's missed time.
Yeah.
But they couldn't be the 2 trajectories couldn't be more different.
Yeah, I know.
Here's the thing, man. What a lot of people don't realize is that on that last year's LSU team, Justin Jefferson wasn't the best receiver.
No, he wasn't.
It was Jamar Chase.
Yep.
And he's coming out. So but look, just like I was telling my stepson over Thanksgiving, man. I was telling about the greedy. I said, you know what the greedy is? He was like, nah. I said, you been seeing the dance everybody do, right? He was like, yeah. I said, man, it takes somebody from New Orleans to start something like that. Some high school dude. I forgot the dude's name. And Justin Jefferson saw it on YouTube. Then he started doing it at LSU. Then it took off.
Yeah, they did it at the White House.
I told him, I said, man, my people's boy. I said, that, man, and I told y'all, man, some of the wildest and craziest people, man, right there. It never amazes me. All right, K-Man. This was kind of a hard game for me, too. K-Man. Colts at the Texans.
Colts.
Wow. I thought y'all was going to jump on the Deshaun bandwagon, man.
Nah, Colts still playing for something. The Texans are only playing so they won't have to give the Dolphins a really good pick.
Man. All right, who you got, B?
Deshaun don't have anybody to throw to anymore. Give me the Colts.
Yeah, look, that's why the Colts, they suspended Will Fuller.
Yeah, right. They got the old school suspension. That's the COVID list. No,
right.
that performance enhancement.
Yeah.
Put me up, coach. Put me up.
Man. And look, man, don't get me started, man. I be Raiders at the Jets.
You know, I had faith at one point that the Jets would win a game, but I don't think the Jets are going to win a game. Give me the Raiders.
Okay, man.
Yeah, I'm good with them. I'm good with the number 5 pick. I'm good with that.
You got K-Man. Raiders?
I'm only picking the Raiders because the Jets are a rolling dumpster fire. Like they are just burning trash forever.
Hey, what did that guy say about Raquel Welch? He said, "Oh yeah, she's a train wreck."
Yeah.
All right, K-Man. This should be easy. Giants at the Seahawks.
Seahawks.
Yeah, man. They keep talking about Danny Dimes. I call him Daniel Boone, but all right, B-Will, who you got?
Is he even going to play? I got Seahawks.
He did pull that hammy last week, but
yeah, hard too.
Yeah,
and Russell Wilson is going to be the MVP.
I don't think so.
I think so, man.
No, I don't think so.
I think he will. He's making people forget how awful that defense is. They are awful.
Yeah, but Mahomes is only thrown like one interception though, and they got a better record.
Yeah, Mahomes got 2 picks. He got 2 picks.
And they end up playing a better conference.
But I was leaning Mahomes, but y'all saw what Tyreek Hill did, man, to that dude, man, for the Buccaneers.
Yeah,
he was toasting.
He shouldn't be playing in the league, but whatever.
Man, I B. This was a kind of a. I was on the fence with this one too. B. Rams at the Cardinals. Divisional game.
Yeah.
See, it's a hard one.
Give me the Rams.
Y'all not going with your boy?
Yeah, I want to roll with McVay more than I do Cliff Kingsbury in this game.
Hey, all right. Who you got, K-Man?
Rams.
Dang. All right, I picked the Rams myself.
And I had short jokes lined up, but
me too. I gave it to Westbrook and Paul George. I've hit enough people in the media and ESPN and Stephen A. Smith. Right. I'm giving it to enough people this episode. I'm gonna calm down. I hit my quota. I've hit my quota.
All right, K-Man. Patriots at the Chargers, K-Man. Yeah, I said that too.
This is hard.
Yeah.
Give me the Chargers.
Yeah, that's who I picked, man. Yeah. I had to. Because I just, Cam and that offense didn't look right. But who you got, B?
Yeah, give me the Chargers. Because Cam is 110% officially finished.
Yes.
He's done. Take a fork in him, baby. He's done.
God, dog, man. He just didn't. Then he got the nerve to say he's not going to apologize for winning. Anyway. All right, B. Eagles at the Packers.
For some reason, when you said that, I just had a flashback of that picture that
Lumberjack
tweeted out. Somebody tweeted out earlier this week, of him being a fan of South Park. The dude, the camp counselor.
Oh yeah,
yeah. I thought that was funny.
But who'd you say?
Eagles and the Packers, B.
Oh, the Packers.
Yeah, that's a no-brainer there, man. We're going to see some more Carson Wentz. Who you got, K-Man?
Packers.
K-Man, you know when you said that, man, you sounded like Kramer when Jerry said, what's in the suitcase? Crackers?
You're not noticing that when I pick something really quickly, I'm disrespecting that other team.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's no hesitation in what I'm saying these things.
Okay, K-Man. This next game. This next game. He ain't let me finish. All right, B.
Oh, man. Give me the Chiefs.
I'm going to say y'all get y'all quarterbacks back, man. All right.
It's Kansas City in November. Broncos don't do well in Kansas City in November. I mean, December or November.
Now look, man, this game right here is on Monday at 5:00. Football at the Steelers. B, who you got?
The Steelers.
What? Even they lost all those defensive players?
Yes.
Yeah.
Man.
And they will lose a game, but it won't be this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, because a lot of people talking. I saw on Twitter they were talking about can the Steelers go 16-0 and they put up their 5 remaining games, but
they won't.
Yeah.
They have a great chance to lose two games.
Yeah, because it's like for some reason it's like they barely beat the Ravens, but
they barely beat us.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah, I mean they really didn't. In my opinion, they didn't beat Tennessee. They got screwed. They got screwed.
Yeah, because I think they're like 5-1 against teams with below 500 records, or like 2-4 against others, something like that. I can't remember. Somebody put out there. All right, K-Man, I'm sorry. Bills at the 49ers, K-Man.
Kenny, who you pick between the football team and the Steelers?
Steelers.
Yeah, I knew already. K-Man got the Steelers.
But Big Ben's gonna get beat up hard.
Yeah.
All right, K-Man. Bills at the 49ers, K-Man. Who you got?
I'll do it.
Going with Josh Allen?
Give me the 49ers.
What? Damn, all right. So, K-Man, is that your upset pick of the week?
Yeah, that would be, yeah.
All right, B-Wig, who you got?
I'm taking the 49ers. Here's why. I need Buffalo to lose this game and get mad so the next week they can go out and beat the Steelers.
That's the Monday night. No, that's not. Is that the Monday night game or the Sunday night game? That may be the Sunday night game.
I'm not sure.
All right, B-Wig. Cowboys or the Ravens, man?
The Ravens.
What? You're not going with the Andy Dalton in there?
Why? Lamar's coming back.
Oh yeah, true.
we suck against the run. That's all the Ravens do. They do it well.
Yeah.
Dang, yeah, you got a point there, man. Who you got, K-Man?
Yeah, give me the Ravens.
Yeah, man. I picked the Ravens myself, man.
The Cowboys are trying to get Penny Sewell from Oregon.
Yeah, that would be a good move. Because the Cowboys need that, boy.
It's a great move.
Y'all need some offensive linemen like yesterday.
It's him or trade back. If he's not available, trade out and get more picks.
And this is a draft where you could see 4 quarterbacks going to the top 7 picks. Definitely 2 in the top 3.
Right.
And, quarterbacks always during the draft, if they're good, always seem to be going up. And the dude Lance and the other kid from BYU, that's 4 quarterback that pushes players down. So, yeah.
Yep.
And because after that, after a lot of your linemen went down on Thanksgiving, B.
It's not just him. We got to come out of this draft with at least 3 in the top 100.
Well, yeah. If you doing top 5, then you get 3.
Yeah, because
you get 3 in the top 75.
I'm thinking that's the problem why Zeke fumbling the ball, man. Because
no, it's not.
He doesn't have any blocking.
Nah, bro. No. It nah. He's been the least focused football player I've seen this year.
Exactly.
His head is not in the game.
He is not concentrating.
His head is not in the game, and that's any running back will tell you that. Like the main reason why you fumble is lack of focus. Lack of focus. This dude. I mean, this goes beyond anybody else not doing their job. This is strictly on Zeke.
Okay.
It's not like he's getting met in the backfield. Dude is fumbling 10, 12, 15 yards down the field.
I'll give you that one, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it could. I'm pretty sure you're right, man. It could be focused, man.
They need to cut his workload by probably about 30%.
But isn't that why they got the guy Pollard?
Well, Pollard was a Jason Garrett pick more than anything. But what Pollard has shown is he's not only quick, he's not only shifty. Pollard has great vision.
Yeah,
He has great vision when it comes to finding holes, and he's small enough. He's not a small guy per se, but he's small enough to get through small creases without getting touched.
to me, after playing running back, man, I'm gonna tell you with Pollard, you're right. He's not a big dude, but he has quickness. He's quick to get. He has the vision to see the holes, and once he sees the holes, he's quick to hit the hole and go through it.
Yeah, and he's smart enough not to take hits. He gets down. He gets out of bounds.
But as far as cutting Zeke's workload by 30%, I think they won't do it, but I think they just need to cut him because Derrick Henry, they ain't cutting his workload. He's chugging along. Cook, they ain't cutting his workload. He's chugging along. And they all got paid. All three of them got paid.
That's my point. The same thing with Carson Wentz. He's a starting quarterback, just got a big contract. He has to be on the field. Zeke got that big contract. He has to be on the field.
No, he doesn't.
No, he doesn't because he's not helping his team while he's on the field. While Carson Wentz is not helping his team. Now, Derrick Henry is the engine that moves that team. Dalvin Cook, not only is the engine, it's the transmission, the fuel pump, it's everything that moves the Vikings. And they're doing it. But
of the 8 games that we've lost, I would put 2 of them on Zeke. I put 2 of them on Zeke.
I think that's fair, man. I give you that, B. Because the games that I watch, he's fumbling, and I give you that one.
Because psychologically, the Monday night game against Arizona, we fell off a cliff after he fumbled. Psychologically, we fell off a cliff. And then when CeeDee Lamb didn't get that pass interference call, where he literally got tackled, when he was at the top of his route by the hash and literally got tackled and then didn't throw a flag. That's when the team said, "All right, bye."
Well, look, B, I'm gonna tell you, when Dak went down is when y'all fell off a cliff, man. When I saw his leg like that, dude, I said, I told you, I was on the couch and I saw it. I jumped up and was like, "No, I can't look at that again." Nah, bro. That's when I started texting you. I said, "Dude, done."
Well, and it would have been a lot worse had he not had his ankle taped. I mean, he had his ankle taped in his fist.
Yeah.
All right, man. What's y'all parting shots, man? Or do you look? K-Man and got all his out the way.
Oh no, I got one more.
Yeah.
I
got one. It'll be brief. I have a beef with Chris Collinsworth. Dude, and you cannot, if y'all hadn't heard or read the comments that he made about female fans, women in football, go read it, go listen to it. But dude, in this day and age, when when the climate that we're in politics, workplace, home, even we're beginning to kind of come out of this macho mindset and embrace our female counterparts. You cannot come out and make condescending statements. You know what? I'll read what he said. For the lazy people that don't want to go find it, here it is.
Yeah.
He said, "Everybody's a fan. In particular, the ladies that I met, they have really specific questions about the game, and I'm like, wow, you just blown away by how strong the fans are here in this town. So women can't have educated questions about the game. Women can't know about the game. Is that what you're saying, bro? Is that really the side of the fence that you want to be on in 2020? Shame on you, bro. Shame on you.
What you got, K-Man?
Well, back to Brandon. It reminds me when Cam got in trouble because he was being condescending to that female reporter when he was in Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
But Chris Collinsworth, 45% of NFL fans are made up of women. Shut up, sir. My parting shot is to one Jara Jones. If I could cuss, I will be cussing at you. Because one time this geriatric Looney Tune compared the Broncos situation with having no quarterback to the challenges that the Cowboys had with Ben DiNucci. Ben DiNucci, who was drafted in the 7th round as a quarterback and has been playing and practicing as a quarterback. He compared that to the Broncos situation of having no quarterbacks and converting a practice squad wide receiver to a quarterback. You useless old man. This is the reason why you don't have a championship appearance in 25 years. And I will go further than that. They will not win a championship as long as he's running things. Plain and simple. I will put money on this. The Dallas Cowboys will never win a championship as long as Jerry Jones has his hand on the button.
I'll double down on it. I'll raise you 20.
I'm not gonna go that far because I know where you're gonna go.
I can't agree with you on that.
But
Man,
you know what that reminds me of, real quick. You know what that reminds me of?
Yeah.
Rich people problem.
Yeah.
You know, you complain. You got somebody over here that doesn't have water, and you complaining because yours is too cold. Your bottle of water is too cold, or your water is too hot.
Alkaline level's not that.
Right, exactly. That's exactly what that reminds me of.
Yeah, it's just it's.
Yeah. I've been thinking like that about the Cowboys, man, like the past 4 years, man. And that's what messed the Washington football team up, because Snyder was trying to be like him, wanted to have his hands all in the pot and trying to do this and do. You should hire someone to do that.
Because here's a little secret about Jerry Jones. A lot of people love to say that Jerry Jones is this great businessman. When Jerry Jones came into the league in '89, this was still, the NFL was the NFL, but it was still kind of a mom and pop shop. A lot of people who had been there, a lot of people weren't even making that much money. So all he did is like, okay, he chose Pizza Hut. And they were doing with Coke. He made a deal with Pepsi. That's it. As over the last 31 years, more people have come into the NFL, or a very smart, business-minded individual. Stan Kroenke is worth $6.4 billion, is married to one of the Waltons who owns Walmart.
Yeah.
Shah Khan makes money. Dave Tapper paid for the Carolina Panthers in cash.
Yep.
$2 billion in cash.
And to your point, K-Man, and you're right. That's how the league has changed from all my years of watching it. It's like you said, we always talk about this. The league is more of a business now.
Yeah.
It's a business. Back in the day when football was, like when I was coming up, we weren't really talking about business. We were just watching football and knock each other around to win a Super Bowl. But like you said, when you start getting these sponsors and marketing gets involved, then that's when it becomes a business. That's when fans say, okay, I'm like you said, K-Man, I'm going to go to the Cowboys here because I damn sure don't like Coke, but I like Pepsi. I'm going to go in and get some Pepsi.
Yeah.
I'm going to give me some hot dogs. I want to watch some football, and it's marketing. So, and that's where the game has changed.
Yeah, the NFL owners they were businessmen. They just saw the NFL as a hobby. They were actually losing money in this.
Yeah, exactly.
Back in the day before Jerry came in. One of the reasons Snyder didn't give the team to his son is because he wasn't worth as much as everybody thought he was, and he wanted to. That's Snyder. Jack Kent Cook didn't want to give the team to his son is because the team, he wasn't worth as much as he wanted. And he had the prize of the Redskins, but he wanted to market it up because he knew it was valuable. And it got sold for $800 million, which was a record then.
Yeah, then.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. All right, people. America, thank you for listening. We appreciate you. All our viewers.
Shout out to our new subscriber, man.
Yeah, we got one.
Got another one. Got a real one. Because you can't listen to this podcast and be a real one. If you're a fake one, you're gonna turn it on and turn it off.
Yeah.
Only real ones allowed. That's, you know what? That's gonna be my sign off every time. Only real ones allowed.
I second that.
Approved. Stamped.
Stamped.
Hey, look,